I came across this video on YouTube today and I'm going to go through it with you. So it says, watch F1 fans react to Lewis Hamilton losing world title to Max Verstappen on final lap by TJ Sports USA, and it's had 454,000 views. Okay, so I'm going to go into this and we'll have a look once we get past the advert.
All those
right, and we'll rewind it to the start as well. Now, what I want you to think about is you'll see people throughout this video and you can make your assessment of them. Normal folk. Some of them you will make the opinion, you'll make the judgment of just by looking at them and seeing the way that they present themselves. They present themselves as if they are either knowledgeable or intelligent people. They look like they are people who have had what would be perceived to be success in their life based on the way that they kind of, their social status by what it seems, what it appears to be. So you would believe these people to have some level of intelligence and some level of understanding. But we're going to go through it and we're going to see what normal people, okay, are conditioned to believe. This is the dangerous thing. We see in our comment section brainless, mindless comments, and even in the videos I put out yesterday, I'm still seeing the same brainless, mindless comments, which people just don't understand. They're asleep. They're conditioned. They are absolutely conditioned. Essentially, you're going to be witnessing people who are in this state. But I'll come to that at the end. So let's have a look at this. 454,000 views, 4,500 likes. Let's have a look what it's all about. People captivated. Look, everybody transfixed by the drama and the excitement. We'll come back to this boy far left in his stripy sweater. And we'll come back to this man with his little badges on his suit there. And what's that? Is that a map of a motor racing circuit on his mask there? Wow, amazing. Is that father and son there? This is a father and a son nurturing that child and educating with what's right and what's wrong. Come on, come on, what are we coming on? What are we getting excited about here? Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it? That's somebody that's like, what on earth is this all about? That's pretty much the only authentic reaction so far. Oh, we're clapping there. We're having a clap. Is he the one that's interviewed later? We'll see. So the man, he has got a motor racing circuit on his mask there, and he's got all these little badges on his suit, and he's just punched the air with delight.
The first time ever, when they're presented with a no action for one incident
So this is earlier in the race by the looks of things. Plenty of people there with their merch. Got all their Mercedes t-shirts on and the like. Again, a father educating his son.
Together, we lasted 6 corners until they came together. Our first controversial moment of this race.
Normal folk, all with intelligence, you'd think.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's wrecked his chance of passing him down the first straight. We've got another chance now, but it's a little lumpy coming out.
What are we clapping at? So this chap has got a Silverstone jumper on and a lanyard, so obviously he thinks he knows something about motor racing if he's got a sweater from the motor racing circuit, Silverstone. And he's educating his daughter. He's explaining things to his daughter. And why is that? Is it because he's been conditioned?
I think Kimi Raikkonen's Formula One career has come to an end, and he stopped out on track. He's had a bit of a brush with it. And Sebastian Vettel.
None of which are for position.
And we can hear Brundle's commentary. None of which are for position, of course. This is the gaslighting notion of these lapped cars remaining in situ, which isn't allowed to happen. But they'll all get blue flags, of course. That's not allowed to happen. And look at all these people that are going, oh, what's going to happen here? Oh, what jeopardy? Oh, this is our reaction to what's being presented to us. Oh, is it going to happen? When if the commentators were authentic and people were educated, it would clearly be a case of there's an incident on the track that needs clearing up. If it can't be done before, well, so that the cars that have been lapped can be released prior to the completion of lap 56, this will be a safety car finish and Lewis Hamilton will be world champion. You wouldn't be seeing any of this. You wouldn't be seeing any of these reactions. Look at what is being done to these people. Look at what was done to every single one of us. Although, if we had, well, we don't have video coverage of my reaction to it at the time. I stated to the people I was watching with, no, this will not stand, and this will be overturned. This is wrong.
They're obliged to get out of the way, but
So we have no laps of racing to the checkered flag. So what do Red Bull want? And Max.
No laps. What do Red Bull want? What do Red Bull want? Nobody's saying no, it's a safety car finish now. What do Red Bull want? Crofty. We can hear you, Crofty.
Oh, the last lap. My heart cannot take that. I do not want that next year. Do not want that next year. I was ready to leave. Oh, 2 laps ago, I was like, I'm done. It's over. To go. Oh, no.
The drama. See? Excites the kids. Okay? Hype the kids up. Arouse the children. Well done, Brundle and Crofty. You've aroused the children. Now, this is our chap with his lanyard and his Silverstone sweater. So, this is a chap that you've seen the footage of him watching it, and he's now being interviewed. He's got a Silverstone sweater. You'd think he'd know something about motor racing. Yeah?
You could not script that, could you? After
You could not script that, could you? You're not going to say what the rules are. You know, you've got a Silverstone sweater. You're not going to go, well, the rules of Formula One are that safety car lap has to do another lap. So what's going on there? Lewis Hamilton is got to be the champion there.
A whole year's worth of racing, all those miles, and then it comes down to one lap in the end. Simply unbelievable.
Yes.
That's all he could say. The man with the Silverstone sweater, that's all he's got. That's all he's got. That's his level of intelligence.
So it should never have been equal on points in the first place, you know. And then that with what just happened there, I'm very unhappy. But Max is a great.
So yeah, you're right. It should never have been equal on points in the first place because they allowed Max to get away with everything. But what you're doing, you've been encouraged to be this person in society who is, oh, but we're still going to say, be nice about the person that's been gifted the prize. Well, no. Why should we be nice? Okay, let's just be nice to everybody. No. If you've committed wrongdoing, if you're part of a corruption, let's call you out for that.
Great driver.
Why only unlap 5 cars? That's the bit that, is it right, is it not right? I don't know.
The reason you don't know is because you've been lied to. And when you've been lied to, then you don't know. When the presented experts lie to people, it confuses people. We don't know what to think. We don't know what to believe. We know what we usually see, and therefore we see it as being right. But when the experts go, oh yeah, but it doesn't have to be like that. It can be another way. Well, I don't know. I don't know whether it can be that way or not. Well, it doesn't seem right though. What just happened there didn't seem right. Well, you know what? If it doesn't seem right, it's not right. Because you have been lied to. The truth is, you have to release all of the lap cars that are eligible to unlap. You cannot resume racing with those lapped cars not released. And then you have to perform an additional lap. So even this notion of releasing 5 of 8, that is not even the most significant part of the problem. The most significant part of the problem is that safety car needed to stay on track for a further lap, which meant it was a safety car finish. That is the part that changed the result of the race. Releasing just 5 of 8 was a rule break, which this lady doesn't really know. She's confused by that. It doesn't seem right. But that's the bit she's been encouraged to focus on. The 5 of 8. Oh, you know, they should have released all of them, not just a few of them. You know, that's. I've even had it in the comment section from the videos of yesterday. It should have been all of them or none of them. But just 5 of 8 is not good enough. Well, no. That's not the situation at all. You release all of the lapped cars. But the key here is that you then have to perform that additional lap of the safety car beyond the lap that they're released on. That would have been lap 58. That means it's a safety car finish. You have all been encouraged, or you've all been diverted to stray away from the crux of the matter, which is that. That is the key. Oh, but it's the 5 of 8. They could have red flagged it. They even if they'd have let all lap 8 through, it would have still been the same outcome. It's irrelevant. Okay. Oh, they could have let them race with those lapped cars still there. No. Oh, Max fully deserved it. Oh, we had a great season. Oh, Max led the most amount of laps. Oh, he set the most amount of pole positions. Oh, Max had the record amount of podiums in the season. Oh, Max fully... Right, no. None of that is relevant. All them miles over the course of the season, and it comes... Our Silverstone expert says that. No, there's a single thing there that all it is the cars were released. Well, you cheated by just releasing 5 of 8, but they were released on 57, so lap 58 is a safety car lap, which means it's a safety car finish, which means Lewis Hamilton is a world champion. Who of this audience actually know that? Why don't they know that? The reason they don't know that is because they've been lied to. Even people who should be knowledgeable about this, They've clearly got an interest in motorsport enough to buy merchandise and enough to buy a sweater from Silverstone, right? So, oh, I'm into motor racing. I've got a sweater which says Silverstone on it. So I must know something about motor racing. Yeah? But you clearly don't know. So this is the level of intelligence of people who this is normal society. People that have been conditioned that just do not know.
I think we've got the winner yet. I think there's going to be some appeals on here, definitely.
Two words.
Here he is. I imagine that this guy's name is something like Hugo, right? Little toss boy here.
Supermax.
2 words. Supermax. Yeah.
It's great, honestly.
Who's presented it by Latifi?
Well, you know, it's the racing gods. They've been good to us. Very.
Oh yes, it's the racing gods. They've been good to us. Tell us your valuable insight there, Hugo. Oh yes, it's the racing gods. Knows fuck all about the sport. Just gets excited by Supermax, like most of these strap-on fanboys. So ultimately, these people, they've been conditioned through that big screen that they were watching. They were fed a narrative, and they knew so little about the truth, the reality of situations, that they bought the narrative, that they got excited by what was being constructed in front of their eyes. They got swept away with it. They got swept away with the drama. They invested their emotions into it. They invested their money. They bought the merchandise. They invested their time. They invested the money in maybe buying tickets to some events like that. Certainly buying TV subscriptions. Certainly some people bought tickets to the event live by going out to Abu Dhabi and all the travel expenses by going out there. Some people would have bet money on the event. And then they watch it and they're swept along by the drama. And none of it is authentic. It's not true. When Latifi crashed, Brundle and Crofty were lying about the rules of the sport, lying about what was possible between then and the end of the race. They didn't clearly say, because this is the truth, they never clearly said that this incident needs to be cleared up so that the cars that have been lapped can be released prior to the end of lap 56. That way, lap 57 can be that mandatory safety car lap, and then, and only then, we will see lap 58 as a racing lap. If those lapped cars cannot be released by the end of lap 56, this will be a safety car finish because there is not enough time to carry out that mandatory procedure which must happen before racing can resume. It is that simple. That is what the regulations of the sport dictate. That achieves sporting fairness to every single competitor in that race, because they all matter, every single one of them. A Grand Prix isn't just an event where you can pick out just 2 competitors and set them off for a 1-lap race-off, which you know one of them is significantly advantaged and therefore is bound to win. The world didn't hear that. None of the global commentary teams told the world that simple fact. Had the watching audience been clearly told what I've just told you, you wouldn't have seen all of that fake, well, it's not fake emotions. Then people were experiencing those emotions for real. But they're experiencing them emotions based on a fake contrivance that was presented to them. Brundle and Crofty were lying about the rules of the sport before that all happened. F1 TV, those people in charge of showing you whichever camera angles they were showing you at all of those times in those 5 laps, they didn't show you clearly what was going on at turn 14 and how long it was taking. They interjected with radio messages between drivers and teams which were irrelevant, were not in accordance with the rules of the sport, weren't reflective of the length of time that it was taking to clear that operation. Cancel that. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. Typical. I'm not surprised. It's classic. That was presented to you on lap 56. And then as we go by the scene of the accident, because that was presented to you between turn 9 and turn 10, turn 11. As we go by turn 14, on that lap, we see marshals jumping over the barriers. That's the reason why lapped cars were not being allowed to overtake, because the track hadn't been declared safe. But F1 TV know that. F1 TV have the cameras pointing at turn 14, seeing that marshals are on the track. They heard Max Verstappen have that conversation with Red Bull as he was travelling between turn 5 and turn 6. They chose that message, which was absolute bullshit, because the reason that was happening, the reason that they lap cars weren't being released was because there were marshals on the track. And they picked that message and played that message to you as Max Verstappen was between turn 9 and turn 11 on that lap. And we go by turn 14 and the marshals are jumping off the track. But what did that do? That directed the audience. That conditioned the minds. That is what F1 TV did. And there's more examples of that. Brundle and Crofty lie about the rules of the sport. Are we going to go racing with these 5 cars in place? They'll all get blue flags, of course. You've not allowed to do that. You've not been allowed to do that since the beginning of the 2012 season. 10 full seasons. 198 Grand Prix contested under those regulations. And they are trying to tell you that are they going to go racing like this because we think the safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap and there will be one racing lap? We're now hearing that the lapped cars are being released, and we list out the 5 that we've listed. We've listed out just them 5 of 8 twice before. Now we're going to list those 5 out again, and it's ending, and it's ending. Wow! That's not allowed to happen. It's not allowed to happen. Why are you, as the commentators, not saying, whoa, that's not allowed to happen? The referee is not allowed to do that. That's not in the rules. That's not in the regulations. The reason that that's not in the rules and regulations is because you've just released Norris here. And now look how far Norris is left behind Gasly, who previously to Latifi crashing, Norris was less than 12 seconds behind him. Look where he's been left now. You can't end this safety car period like this, leaving these drivers disadvantaged. That's what authentic commentators, knowledgeable professionals, experts would be telling you. But Brundle and Crofty, oh, but it's ending, but it's ending. Wow. Wow. And we get that emotion. We got what we saw. And we get Toss Boy Hugo telling you it's the racing gods. What's being done to this world? What is being done to this world? Conditioned minds. Wake the fuck up.